Is the Zenith El Primero Chronomaster Sport a watch inspired from the uber-desired Daytona? Does it matter? Because Zenith just created a better Daytona, and once the Daytonas had Zenith hearts, so why can't El Primero be Daytona? That is actually the paradigm of the day. I do believe, quality-wise, that this is a step up compared to a Rolex. In fact, a Rolex is not necessarily appreciated for the extraordinary quality provided. We proved that there are a lot of brands that can offer at least the same specs and the quality for less than half of the price. It is more about the brand, the engagement and the value retention. And yes, the Chronomaster Sport is in my opinion a superior watch, a better Daytona. Has every reason to be from the physical point of view, until we go to the branding. Because sometimes it doesn't even matter if you offer the best product on the market, if you don't put it in the right light, or if you don't make it desirable for the people. To create a certain desirability, besides creating extraordinary watches, sometimes you have to play the exclusivity game if you don't care to sell volumes as Omega does. In my view, the El Primero sub-brand is strongly associated with this specific complication. And for good reasons. If we look at their achievements across their history, they made some of the best chronographs ever existed. No matter if we're talking about the iconic battle of the 70s, where Zenith had to race to create the first automatic chronographs, to the movements provided for the Rolex Daytonas, until the latest creations of the brand. I simply associate Zenith with craftsmanship, traditions and chronographs. And in the end, there are just a few brands that are able to pull out an automatic chronograph thinner than 13mm in height. And it feels like Zenith are very good at this game. They master the chronograph's craftsmanship by respecting their brand and their traditions. And I did review the reissue of the Tono El Primero Revival, which was an accurate reissue using the caliber El Primero 400. And I did appreciate the size and the height against what the manufacturers are offering us today, thick and oversized chronographs. And it is a shame that the brand does not receive enough interest and recognition from the enthusiasts, because they do not have a tremendous value retention. From 11,000 euros at retail, this watch can be found for less than 7,000 euros on Chrono24. It's just wow. Perhaps because they were invested in making too many traditional designs, who knows? But with this model, the brand shocked the community in 2021 when they launched the Chronomaster Sport Panda and Reverse, astonishing everyone with the association with the well-desired Rolex Daytona Panda and the Reverse one. But what you have to know is the fact that there is a lot of meaning and history behind this watch, because this is a modern reissue of their first Zenith A386, none other than the first El Primero, the first automatic chronograph developed in 1969, which was in a tight competition with Seiko and the Chronomatic group. The Zenith Chronomaster Sport was definitely created to be a contender for the Rolex Daytona. The Chronomaster Sport is superior from the quality and the finishing perspective. It's true, Zenith makes better chronographs, but Rolex creates better engagement. And this is why one of it is sold almost to half of the retail price, and the other one is valued at 3 times the retail price. And yes, the contrast game of the case is similar. We have a compact case on both models, which are outlined by a ceramic bezel, with a black or a white dial and sub-dials that make sufficient contrast with the dial tone to create both states, Panda and Reverse Panda. However, on the El Primero, the dial respects to a certain percentage the concept of the initial El Primero, with the tribute colored sub-dials as a signature of the iconic El Primero from 1969. Now, the severe change was produced once with the extension of the minute track ring, which was extended and recreated as a ceramic bezel with the tachymeter scale. The minute track now being present on the metallic chapter ring. Brilliant! And the chronograph hands as well, decorated with a beautiful logo on the bottom, sculpted in the same manner, following the same design language of the dial and the case back decorations. And then the metallic elements on the dial are highly polished. We can preview how the light is reflecting on them, creating that effect of diamond. So a premium view from the finishing perspective. And branding wise, it is unusual that a watch is called after the movement and not the other way around. The El Primero name refers basically to the movement and the way they developed it in 1969. El Primero was the name of the movement and A386 was the name of the watch. Funny. And in my view, it's super nice because it provides more personality to it, with more focus, craftsmanship and pride on what is less visible. Where on the Rolex is kind of the opposite, more focus on the dial but less focus on the non-visible parts. And then when we flip the watch, what a view! The automatic in-house caliber El Primero 3600 with a beautiful skeletonized aspect. which operates at the higher frequency of 5 Hz with the ability to offer a true 1/10 of a second indication, having a power reserve of 60 hours. But what do I want to point out here is the fact that the caliber contrast and the details are way more refined than a regular caliber priced in the same range. You can follow each component and feel the attention to the details and the way it's brushed and polished, unveiling mastery, complexity, delicacy, but robustness in the same time, because the case sealing offers 100 meters war resistance. And the way the chronograph function is actioned, it's optimized in my view. The pushers can be smoothly actioned, and there is more control over the start and the stop functions, unlike the traditional chronographs that provide long press pushers followed by a mechanical click that actions the chronograph hand. And as a visual comparison, here we can preview the difference between El Primero and the newly Heuer Caliber 2. Now, as appearance on the wrist, this model as well as the vintage reissues are clearly tailored to sit well on the wrist. As a feeling on a wrist roll, you'll definitely understand that you experience a luxurious watch, with all those facets, hands and minute markers unveiling great contrast and reflecting surfaces. So emotionally, this watch justifies the amount spent for it. And then the case has a faceted design with a compact lug-to-lug and a reduced height with a proper weight. I do love how the compact case looks on the wrist, because there is more skin unveiled on top and on the bottom of the wrist, isolating the volume of the case against the skin tone. And sadly, I would have loved to try the Chronomaster spot on a bracelet, and as well just to understand how much craftsmanship the brand put on the tailoring of the bracelet. But I do have this patina brown leather strap from 7 Friends and Watches, which is surrounded by stitchings. And I do love the practicality and the vintage appeal that this strap provides. It makes the watch to look like an old school pilot watch. So if you're interested, the strap can be found at the 7 Friends and Watches website. I will leave the link in the description. And as conclusions, for sure the Chronomaster is a superior watch. I think I said it 3 times already. As manufacturer feels that has more time invested in details, has a great design and a better price. And yes, retail they are similar, but pre-owned, as I said, this Chronomaster Sport reaches the price range below 7,000 euros. Still a lot of money, but for the price range the quality is unbeatable. So yes, this is a different kind of a video, being able to experience a type of a watch that sent me to introspection, into an internal debate. And that's kind of my view, but let's see yours. What do you think about this better Daytona? I mean, is it better? Please let me know in the comments section. And if you're new around, please consider subscribing for future episodes. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and until next time. Be brave, stay safe.